Let me start by asking you something. If you're planning to start a BPO contact center in 2026, or you already have a small setup and you are confused about where this industry is going, this video is for you. I'm not here to sell you anything in this video. My only goal is to give you clarity because clarity is what most new BPO founders are missing. In this video, I will walk you through how the BPO business actually works in 2026, what has changed, what still works, and what you should absolutely avoid. Make sure you watch till the end because the last point is where most people make expensive mistakes. Our first point is understand what BPO really means in 2026. The first thing you need to understand is BPO in 2026 is not about call volume or cheap labor anymore. It's about processes, reliability, and domain understanding. Clients are not looking here for call center. They are looking for solution to a specific problem. That could be a customer support, back office operations, finance support, healthcare coordination, or even AI-assisted customer service. So before you even think about office space or hiring, you need clarity on what exact service you want to offer them and whom. Our second model is decide the right BPO model for your business in 2026. There are broadly 4 BPO models that actually works for beginners. The very first one is voice-based support like inbound customer service. The second one is non-voice or back office work such as data processing. Third one is blended processes where agents handle both calls and back office support. And fourth one is virtual or remote contact centers. You don't need to start with everything. In fact, starting with one focused service gives you better control, lower cost, and faster learning. Now, our third most important point is don't overspend on infrastructure. This is where most first-time founders go wrong. You don't need a large office to start BPO in 2026. In fact, many successful BPO operations I have seen today run from small offices, co-working spaces, or even hybrid setups. Your focus should be on stable internet, power backup, basic hardware, and even secure systems. You need to remember fancy interiors don't impress your clients, but execution does. If you overspend here, you will put pressure on yourself to find clients fast, and that's when bad decisions happens. Now, our fourth point is build a basic but solid technology, branding, and marketing foundation. A BPO without the right tools will struggle, no matter how good the team is. At a minimum, you should understand call handling or ticketing systems, CRM basics, quality monitoring tools, and secure data handling practices, which is extremely important. Along with this, branding and marketing play a critical role in 2026. For example, your website, positioning, visibility, and overall digital presence create first impressions long before a client even speaks with you. See, investing in branding and marketing builds credibility and trust, while heavy spending on physical infrastructure rarely does. If you're getting some value from these videos and want more practical BPO or contact center insights like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up. It really helps me to keep sharing grounded, experience-based content. And now let's talk about our fifth point. Understand compliance early. This is not optional anymore. Even small clients care about data security, confidentiality, and process discipline. So you should at least be aware of basic compliance expectations like data protection, NDAs, access control, and process documentation. You don't need every certification on day one, but you definitely need awareness and intent. Now, our sixth point is know the real investment range. Let's talk honestly about money. In 2026, a small BPO can be started with a controlled budget if you avoid unnecessary expenses. Your investment should go into people, system, branding, marketing, and learning the business properly, not oversized offices. If your financial planning is realistic, you will stay patient. And patience is one of the most underrated skills in this business. Now, our seventh most important point is the biggest mistakes to avoid. The biggest mistakes new founders make is waiting. Waiting for a broker, waiting for references, waiting for someone to give ready clients. BPO is a business, it's not a lottery. The startup BPOs who survive are the ones who understand the industry, prepare correctly, and take structured action. So in this video, we discussed how to start a BPO business in 2026, what models works, where to invest, and what mistakes to avoid if you want long-term stability. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.